Hello there and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to model the photo frame that you are seeing from the screen. So I'm going to take you step by step from start to finish until we finish, modeling the photo frame. So without wasting much of your time, let's go ahead and get started. So I'll just open a new project by just clicking on File, then go to New, then click on Project. Then from here, I'll just pick my template by clicking there. Then I'll pick Matrix Structure Template. Of course, this is a structure project, and click on OK. Right, so as you can see, it's open. Now start creating your levels. Open one of the elevations here. I'll just open the south elevation by double clicking. Then I'm going to rename level 2 to WP, or rather to eaves. Okay, then click outside and click on yes. Then I'll create one more level on top by clicking on structure there. Then click on level. Then I'm going to pick the first point and the second point right there and click on modify. Then I'm going to rename this one to apex. Okay, then click inside, click on yes. Okay, then I'll create one more level. I can still select there and type CS on my keyboard to create a similar one. Then click that point and that point, click on modify. And I'm going to rename this one to TOF. Then click inside and click on yes. Now let me check my spacing. I'll select on the eaves there. Okay, I want this one to be 4 meters, 4M, enter on your keyboard. Then select the line on top. I want this one to be 1.2. Select the dimension there, 1.2 M, enter. Then you can see that it converts to the millimeters because the units are set to millimeters. Click outside. Then select that one. Then, click the dimension, then 1M, enter, then click outside. So I'm happy with the levels. The next thing that I want to do is to create the grids, and I'm going to open level 1. So double click on level 1 right there and go to structure and pick the grid. Then I'll just click the first point and the second point. Then just go up to 6 meters, click the first point and the second point. Modify, I can select that one and click on copy, then pick that point, then just copy my grids by just clicking there 3, 4, 5 and click on modify. Then I'll still go to structure, click on grid there and create the horizontal grids. Click the first point, the second point and click on modify. Then simply change there to A and click outside. Okay, I'll select that one, CS on your keyboard as a shortcut to create a similar one. Then I want this one to be 10 meters. Click the first point, second point. I need another one at 10 meters. Click the first point and the second point and click on modify. So I'm done with the levels and the grids. The next thing is for you to start now, creating or placing your columns, and just go to structure, then click on column. Okay, so from here, make sure that you pick the column that you want to model there. I'm just going to pick this one. Then on top here, make sure that you pick height because we are at level 1 and we want our column to go all the way up to the eaves. Okay, then make sure that you pick vertical column right there. Then change from there, make sure that you change to fine level of detail and zoom in there. Then place your first column right there and zoom in and place the second column and click on modify. Okay, now if I just open the 3D view, you see that I have the 2 columns. You can change the graphic style to shaded. And if you don't want to see the levels in 3D, just type VG on your keyboard to go to visibility graphics. Then click on annotation categories and find your levels within here. You see it's right there. Deactivate it, apply. Okay, you can see I have the 2 columns right there. Then I'll simply go back to level 1 and just create, an elevation where I should be able to place my rafters. Okay, so simply go to view, then click on elevation, then framing elevation. Okay, then just hover your cursor there and click once, then click on modify. Then this elevation that you've placed is right here. Okay, so you can double click there to open it, then change to fine level of detail, select on the box and grow it bigger so that you're able to see the 2 columns. Okay, then you can select on the levels there and just drag it outside like that and click inside. Now I'll just click on annotate and click on detail line and just draw a line from that point to that point, then click on modify, then go to structure, click on beam and pick the beam that you want to model for your rafter there. Okay, from here you can see that it's going to pick the plane automatically as long as you are in this view, which is the framing elevation view. So you just pick your beam from there, and I'm just going to pick a 254 by 102 by 28. Click on it, then I'll just pick the dot there. As you can see, 3D snapping is checked, that's why I'm able to pick that point. Then the reason of placing that line is that I want to pick the center there, so I can click right there, escape once, then go on the other side, pick it from there and click there. Okay, and click on modify to escape. As you can see, I have the frame right there. Let me go to the 3D view. You can see the frame, then just deactivate that line there by clicking on the analytical, that is the analytical model. So just remove it like that, then go back to level 1 and let's create some columns for our foundation. What you can do, just go to structure, then click on column right there, then check if you have a concrete column, select there and have this one. I'll just pick on it, then click on edit there, make sure that you duplicate and rename it. I want this one to be 450 by 450, then click on OK. Then make sure that you change the B and the edge. This is 450, these are millimeters, and this one is 450. Okay, then click on OK. Then on top here, before you place, make sure that you change this one to depth, because we are on level 1. We want the column to go to top of foundation or top of footing. So make sure that you change to depth there up to TOF and make sure that it's vertical. Then zoom in there and just pick the center from there and zoom in right there and make sure that you pick the center. Then if I just escape from there and go to my 3D view, see that I have it right there. Now let's also model our pad foundation there. I'll go to level 1, then go to structure, and the structure you are going to see isolated. Click on isolated. You can see on the cursor I have a 1.8 by 1.2 by 450. You can click on edit and give it different dimensions if you want, but make sure that you duplicate and rename it, then give it those dimensions. For me, I'm going to use the default dimensions. I'll click on OK and simply zoom in there. Okay, and make sure that you don't place it in this view because it will be on level 1. Make sure that you go to TOF. Okay, then go back once again to isolated. I'll use the same one. Then I can simply pick the center there and the center right there. If I just escape and go to my 3D view, you can see that I have the pad foundation. Okay, now the next step is for you to just copy this frame, just orbit like that. Okay, then just select it like that. Okay, as you can see, the frame is selected. Then go to level 1. Okay, then just click on copy right there. Make sure constraint is checked. Then you can simply pick that point and just copy it on all those grids like that. Escape there, go to the 3D view. You see that you have all your frames. Okay, Now let's go ahead and create our palings on top there. Okay, and before I do that, I just want to load the PFC within my library. You see that if I just go to structure, I click on beam there, then I check there, I see that I don't have a PFC. So let me escape there. First I'll go to insert, then click on load, and within my library here, if I just go back under the steel, I'm using the British Standard library. Then I'm going to pick that PFC right there, then click on open. Then I'll just pick 100 by 50 by 10, select on it, then click on open. So it's loaded right here. Then before you do anything, make sure that you set the work plane on top there. So I'll go to structure there, click on set work plane, then click on pick a plane, then click on OK. Then I'll simply pick that face on top by clicking once. Then let me try to go to on top there. I think we have the apex. I'll find the apex right there, double click, then change to fine level of detail, then go back to structure, click on beam, and make sure that the PFC is selected. Okay. Then for the placement plane, I really don't want to use the apex. So before I place it there, let me go back to the 3D view and just verify that the plane is right there. So I'll click on show the plane. Okay, so the plane is right there. I'll click again. Then I can even place my the paling even in the 3D view. I can simply click on top there. I don't want to go to that level because it's going to pick that level or the apex as a plane. Okay, so I'll simply place it within the 3D view here. So what I'm going to do is go to structure, then click on beam, make sure that 3D snapping is selected. Then I'm going to simply click that point there and make sure that I click the other point. Okay, if I want, I can even place a number of them. I'll place another paling right there and that point also, and click on modify. Okay, then just click on that little house there. You see that the two palings are right there. Now what you need to do is to make sure that it's lying on top of the rafter there. So select on it, drag that bar down and make sure that you go to Z justification, pick the bottom. Okay, as you can see, it will jump on top right there. I can do the same on this one. Okay, make sure that you pick the bottom, as you can see. Okay, now what I'm going to do is to simply array the paling there, okay, at a spacing of 1.2. so before I do that, let me just go to that elevation, change it to wireframe. Okay, I'm not able to see that paling, so what I can do, I'll go to level 1 and just create an elevation. I'll go to view there, actually a section, click on section there, then click that point and that point, make sure that you are covering that part, then click on modify. Then just double click the head or simply go down there under the sections. You see that it's right there. Double click there, then change to fine level of detail so that you see your members like that. As you can see, I have my paling right there. Now if I want maybe to rotate it, I want it to face the other side, I can select on it. Then under the cross section there, I'm just going to use 180, move inside. Okay, see that it faces the correct direction. This is what I want, but again it's lying there at the bottom, so I need to go back there and change it to top. Okay, click on top there, you can see it's right there. Then I'll simply copy this one at 1.2 by selecting on it, then click on copy, and I'll simply pick there and just type 1.2m, enter. Okay, or simply 1200 is right there. Then I can even watch from there, place it there, and the last one maybe somewhere there at 800. then click on modify. Then if I go to my 3D view, let me simply delete that one. Okay, you see that I have my rafters. Now one thing I need to do is to make sure that this one is, if I just select on the padding there, you can see that the dot is at the center, but the actual member is being seen as starting from there. Okay, so to see it, starting from there, just hover your cursor there, right click. Then what you are going to do is just disallow the join. Okay, but you don't have to do this. If you, once you place your connections, it's going to, to close that gap. But since I want also to see it, starting from there, that is the workaround that you can use. Just click on disallow join and do the same on the other one by just placing your cursor there, right click, disallow join. Okay, just select there, right click, disallow join. So as you can see, the last one is this one. I'm also going to zoom in there and right click and disallow the join. Okay, then all I need to do is make sure that you just copy this. Okay, so I'll simply select that one, right click, select all instances in visible view. And what I'm going to do is to just go to Apex on top there. Then just use the copy, click on copy. Then constraint and multiple is selected, then just pick there and continue placing your paddings just like that. Then click on modify. Then I just need to mirror about the center there, so I'll just select one, right click, select all instances in visible view, as you can see. Then just click on, we have mirror there. I'm going to use draw axis or DM on your keyboard. Click there. Then I'll just pick that point there, that is the apex, and pick that point. You can see that it's mirrored on the other side. Okay. So before I do anything, let me check to be sure that everything is okay. So as you can see, I have all the paddings. Okay, then I'll click outside. Then what I'm going to do is to simply copy this frame, the entire structure. Or before I do that, let me create first of all my bracings. To model your bracing, just go to structure and you see that you have the bracing, the brace right there. Click on it, then check there if you have the member that you want to use. It's not there, so I'll just click on modify, go to insert, load from there. Then from here, let me find an equal angle right there, then click on open. Then you can pick the bracing, the member that you want to use for the bracing. I'm going to pick this one here and click on OK. Right, so then go to structure, then click on brace. Okay, from here make sure that 3D snapping is checked. Then if I want to maybe pick that point, I can do that for my bracing. Then make sure that I orbit like that and just pick that one. Then I can do the same orbit. You see, I'm able to pick the center because 3D snapping is checked. Then orbit and simply pick that one there. Okay, then for the top one, for the top part, we'll still pick the node right there. Then I need to pick the center for this rafter, which is right there. Then I'll pick that node once again. Okay, and just pick the center for that rafter. Okay, now for the bracing, it will not be on top. It's intelligent enough. As you can see, it's going to be joined in the middle of the rafter there, so this is good. Then I can still continue on the other side. Make sure that you let me pick it from the other end there, pick that one there, then pick that point. Then from there I can pick that other end and simply pick the point there. Okay, so the bracings are right there. Click on modify, then I'll just select one, right click, select all instances. Okay, in visible view, as you can see, I've selected this. Then I'll simply go on apex there. Then I'm just going to mirror on the other side by clicking the mirror there. Okay, then I'll just pick the point there from, you can see that that is the apex, so I'll just pick that point there and that point there. Check within my 3D view to make sure that everything is okay. Okay, as you can see, it's right there, but maybe for this one I may not need these two. I'll just hold Control and delete from my keyboard. Okay, then I'm going to select all the bracings and just copy on the other side. Select one, right click, select all instances in visible view. As you can see from there, then go to that view, then click on copy, and I'll just copy it from this point up to that point. Then escape by clicking there, go to the 3D view. As you can see, everything is okay. Now I just need to copy this frame on the other side. So what I'm going to do, I'll just, orient it somewhere there. Make sure that I select the members, okay, except the columns here. So I'll just orbit like that. Just hold, I'm just holding the shift, then orbit like that. And make sure that you select, I'll just hold Control to select, the columns, just like that. Select that one, that one, that one. Make sure that you don't select your grids. Okay. So that part of the frame is selected. Now it's just a matter of, I'll just mirror on the other side, and I'll simply go to Apex. Then I'll pick Mirror or MM on your keyboard. Click on that. And simply pick the grid in the middle. Okay, as you can see, I have the frame on the other side, and if I go to my 3D view, you can see that I have my frame right there, and we are done. You can see that all the members are right there. Now, if you want to have some colors the way I did on this one, as you can see from there, it's very, very simple. I'll go back to that view. I'll just demonstrate on one. All you need to do is just select on one member, right click, select all instances in visible view. Once you do that, just place your cursor on that selected member. You can see that I've selected all of them. Then right click, then override graphics by element, then change under the foreground there, use solid fill. Then you can pick the color from there. If I want to use maybe the green one, click OK, apply, OK. So you can see that all those selected members, the colors will change. So you can go ahead and change all the colors. So this is how you can quickly, model your portal frame in Revit. Now I just want to ask one thing from you, something very, very simple. If you like this tutorial, if you like the video, I request you to subscribe to my channel and also click the like button there, the thumbs up. That way you are going to motivate me so that I know that you like what I'm doing, and I'll continue providing some more tutorials in Revit structure, also Revit architecture, including robot structure analysis. So see you in the next tutorials.